There we go. There we go. Let's get things started. Get this show rolling here. There we are. Hey there, friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time it might be in your part of the world.
Greetings, my excellent friend.
It is so good to see you. My name is Jeff Fritz, and today is August 28th, 2025, and we're going to write a little bit of code today. How you doing there, chat room? It is fantastic to see you. Let me bring you up right over here. We've got a bunch of folks that are here. We've been playing with Charlie a little bit, getting things started. Good morning, CTI Geek out there in Virginia. How you doing? Mitch is watching from Birmingham, Alabama. Welcome in. I see Codebase Alpha in Birmingham in the UK, and Surly's watching from Lancashire. How you doing there? It still didn't pick up the Birmingham, Alabama. We got something to do there. Jimmy Angstrom is here. Hey, Jimmy, how you doing there? Robson Previato, good morning to you. Patty Boy, how's it going there in Glasgow? Nice hat, roll tide. Mitch. Mitch. There's going to be an SEC Big Ten thing this year. I know it. I know it. How you doing there? Robson Previato in Sao Paulo. Hello, hello. Yep, we got that one on the map. Thank you. Thank you, Jimmy. Yes, it is. It is. How you doing? Eric tuning in. Hello, hello. It might be. Yes. Yes. Dapper, how's it going there? In Sweden, we're getting some of the locations dropped in on the map here. And the UK contingent is strong already. 3 folks dialed in from over there, and for some reason it's not picking up that Birmingham, Alabama from Mitch. I don't get what's going on there. Let's see if I can help out with that. There we go. All right. I share a birthday with your dad. Well, there you go. It didn't pick up Birmingham, Alabama, because there's only one true Birmingham, right? There's Birmingham, Alabama, and then there's Birmingham in the UK. 2 different places, but right there. Yeah, we're picking up and having fun with some of the locations. I'll run the tour real quick while we're saying hello to folks. How you doing there? MD Explains on YouTube. Hello, hello. Yeah, it's just a quick tour because we've only got a few locations dialed in at this point. Thank you so much for participating. It's always fun to check that out coming through. You can't hear over the smoker cooking up barbecue. Oh, yeah. Tonight I'm getting ready. We're packing up the camper, getting everything all set. Tomorrow we take our camper out to Penn State for the season. We're camping, we're parking it out there for the season, and really looking forward to spending what should be a very good home season for my Penn State Nittany Lions. There's an away game in there that might be tricky, but it should be a very good home season for our Nittany Lions. Road trip stream confirmed. So Mrs. C Sharp Fritz has come back around, and she really likes this idea. She really likes this idea of me doing streams called Code on the Road. So we'll see about that. I think there's something that can be done there. The trick is going to be making sure that I have enough bandwidth for the broadcast. So we'll see. Reg, how you doing there in Colorado Springs? Florine, welcome in. Appreciate the follow over there on Twitch. Penn State has a nice little campus. Not little. It's not little. And that's the main campus in State College. There's 19 other campuses around the state. So yeah, there's a few. MD Explains, I'm the man with God sound. Really? Am I? Is that a thing? I don't know. It might be. It's too many clicks for me to get into the effect here on my mixing board. Patty Boy with the resub, 4 months
Paddy
with
Boy
us.
66 just resubscribed for 4 months.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate the support there. There is a subscriber goal on Twitch just below. We're nowhere near it here for August. But if we hit that subscriber goal, it puts each one of this. We have to hit it for 3 months straight. It puts the percentage royalty for how much each of the subscriptions turns over to me. It changes it from, I think it's 50-50 to 60-40. So that's a little inside baseball on Twitch business there. If I don't want to discuss, that's right. Yep, nope, I do love panini. Absolutely. I do love a nice panini. Yeah, it does have a high wife acceptance factor, which is kind of weird because see, there's I'm in this interesting place where my family, quite frankly, doesn't like when I travel. It takes me away from them, and there's things that I do and upkeep around the house that they then have to take care of. They don't have to take care of the dog anymore. That's one thing. But me being away means they have to pick up and take care of those things that would normally be the chores and functions that I provide around the house. So then they have to go pick those up, and they don't like that. So when I started streaming, it was like, oh, fantastic. Not going to have to travel as much because reaching more folks streaming. That's great. Wonderful. We like that. And then they saw how much I stream and how focused I get when I'm streaming, and now they don't like me streaming. So streaming in the camper and doing all the loud things that I do here while streaming, we'll see how much they appreciate and are interested in me continuing that. So, let me make sure here. Continuing. Maybe use a VTuber avatar to save bandwidth. Nah. I do have a God sound. You see notifications and say, God, Fritz is streaming again. Well, that's, yes, that's right. Oh, look. Isn't that wonderful? It's been so long. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that you've decided to bless us with a spam bot. Yes, that's right. Thank you so much. We'll just take care of that. Goodbye. Arrivederci. It's been wonderful knowing you. So, sayonara. Yeah, that bot got lost and ended up here. There's no way it stumbled in and ended up here. That's weird. So, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm not thrilled with today. It's been a difficult. It's been a difficult week. So, and quite frankly, most years it's not a great day for me on the 28th. So, you reported the account and it's suspended already. Fantastic. There should be some sort of a metric for those. Hey, you reported an account and it's been suspended. Like, give me a badge that I am the Twitch moderator. I am a Twitch sheriff. That'd be kind of cool if they did that. Let me see here. I'm going to get some music playing in the background here. Sure, let's start with this one. Turn 1. This is music from the Stream Beats Synthwave playlist. It's right up there. Big thanks to Harris Heller and his team of creators for creating this music we're listening to today. Thank you, Billy. Yeah. Hey, Greenish Pepper, good to see you. Is it Guaynacim? I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. In Mallorca. We should have that pop up on the map. Oh yeah, we got that. We got that. Here, I'll go over to the map. I need to change the layout of this map so that it fills the full screen here. But we got one person there in Colorado. They should pay you, Billy. A badge would be cool. A badge would be cool to give out. So, there we go. Yeah, I need to adjust the tour a little bit and get it to pick up and do a little bit less grouping when it's doing the tour. Like when we're at that zoom level, like I don't know. There's definitely something that can be done with that. And we'll get into it. Yeah. Fancy scripts and automation. Lots of fancy scripts and automation. And that's a little bit what we're going to do today, because this map is now available as a NuGet package from the Fritz and Friends organization. And we're gonna start bringing this into TagZap. So I want to go through and establish a handful of issues that we can work on for TagZap as part of, let's call this a 4-week sprint going into October. These are going to be issues that are open that you can contribute to out there, because TagZap is free and open source. And we'll take a look at doing improvements to TagZap to make it easier for you and other developers to build with, easier for folks to install and get started with, bring in the map, make it easier to configure, because there's a couple of configuration things in there that are a pain in the neck. And maybe do a little bit of testing improvements in there so that we can do some testing with some faux social media services out there and make that easier for folks that are developing, working with, and building with it to work with. I do still have out there a long-term goal, a dream to make TagZap a Blazor hybrid application, so that not even Blazor hybrid, just put it into a Windows Forms application so that folks can use that for their live streams. They can install, run a local copy of it, and be able to work with that. So I've got a bunch of goals here. I'd love to talk through some of that with you to kind of establish, here's what this sprint should be. Because for those of you that don't know, I'm the producer for .NETConf. We use TagZap extensively during the .NETConf virtual event. That's the world's largest free online training event. It's free, it's online, it's live, it's 3 days long, and you get to tune in anywhere in the world you might be. We've got some of the best folks in the world speaking, teaching about .NET, databases, artificial intelligence, web development. The list goes on. It's a really great event. Other Microsoft conferences are available. They don't get as many viewers as .NETConf. Don't tell the chief marketing officer at Microsoft that I draw more viewers than those other events that they spend orders of magnitude more to produce. Your phone crashed. Oh my gosh. Other Microsoft conferences, they do not use TagZap. They do not. So we're going to do some tweaking, tuning. We're going to do a little project planning up front here and dive in. And like I said, I want to make... No, it did not. Nope. They did not. There was an AI Days event about 3 weeks ago. It was at the end of July. We got TagZap set up for them, and they used it. And what's funny is, for that event, normally we have. Dear God, this sounds awful the way that this is gonna come off here. Normally we have a 55. It's a 55-inch touchscreen display. It's the Surface. It's not Surface Studio. It's the whatever. I forget what the product name is that they use in studio so they can see TagZap and all the comments and click into them and touch into them. They got an upgrade. And they got a 90-inch display. And when you look at a 90-inch display with TagZap and the number of cards that were going across, it was too much content on the screen at once. So we're going to do a little tweaking, maybe a little bit of resizing capabilities for users that are logged in to change the size of those cards that appear on the waterfall view so that they can adjust them for different displays. Hey, Colonel Mazer Rackham, what happened to Clip Talk? Twitch put us out of business. That's the long and short of it. Clip Talk was a fantastic application that I had a great time building. It was starting to cost me a couple $100 a month to run because I was storing upwards to 100 gigabytes of data in the database. And quite frankly, there were channels, and this still goes on today. There are channels on Twitch where people create clips for every second of the stream. Not just every second, but they're overlapping for every second. It is ridiculous. And I was storing data about all of those. Twitch decided to roll out features to make it easier to browse and search for clips, first on their mobile app, and they didn't roll it out for the website. And they didn't roll out the rest of the features that they promised they would roll out that were, quite frankly, things that I invented and added to Clip Talk. So they quite literally stood up a competing service that didn't need to be paid, didn't need to have any kind of compensation to run, and I couldn't. And the mobile app still stinks. It still stinks. That's right. So, what's the point of clipping every second? Don't know, Greenish Pepper. It is absolutely stupid, but there were people that I don't mind saying it was Dr. Lupo's channel. People were clipping every second. Pokemon's channel. People were clipping every second of her streams. Like, really? There's 10 minutes of startup and welcome screens, and people are clipping every second of the welcome screens. Like, really? Really? Everybody wants to be TikTok. So Twitch is trying to make available a vertical format for streaming. I am not a fan of that at all. Your television is landscape. The screens at the movie theater are landscape. Your phone can be held landscape. The display on your computer, landscape. The projector that you have in your basement or that you use outside with your camper or on the side of your house or whatever, landscape. The only thing that is portrait is your phone. It's the only thing. Isolating and saying that we need portrait formatted video is very limiting. Even when you use a tablet, you're not using a tablet in portrait. Most folks are using it in landscape. It's one app that prefers portrait. Come on now. Come on. Thank you, Colonel Mazer Rackham. Appreciate the follow. Thank you so much. Let me go to this question from, is it Gunnison? What's my opinion on Microsoft certifications? Is it worse to have? No, it's not worse to have. Is it worth it to have certifications? I think so. Is it something that if you're an enterprise developer, you should consider, no. It definitely adds some value to your resume, to your CV, to indicate that yes, you are a recognized expert with that technology. Yes, it's worth that. However, if you're working at a startup, if you're working at a small business, they don't care. I got my Microsoft certification when I was working as a developer at a small business that had 150 employees, and they didn't care. I took that and went to work for another company, and they're like, hey, that's great, you have the certification, we'd really like you to have an MVP. If you're working for a consulting company, if you're a contractor, certification's absolutely worth it. The MVP award is more valuable than the certifications. However, to get the MVP award, you're going to have to know as much as the certifications would recognize you for. The MVP award, you go above and beyond, and you're publishing content, you're giving presentations at conferences. It's a lot more to get the MVP award. So, or regional director. If you're not in to get an MVP, don't even think about regional director. Regional director, you can think of, it isn't, but you can think of as the MVP of MVPs. That's not what it is, but you can think about it that way. So thanks for the question. Really appreciate it. What's this? From Surly Dev. On some streams, maybe IRL streams, but gaming, coding, yeah. No. Microsoft certified Azure developer, yes, that's definitely going to be worth it. Yep. You came across a nice vid on how to easily implement it in a Blazor app. Tailwind CSS. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Implementing CSS frameworks with a Blazor application, easy to do. It's easy to do. There are folks that have built components to make it easier to do. Okay, whatever. I like the idea of abstracting parts of your user interface as components and put those classes appropriate for Tailwind or Blazor or whatever in those components appropriately, so that it's easy to manage how they're being referenced and rolled out. Marcus points out, if you're looking at pictures of the countryside on your phone, do you use portrait? No. If only they didn't cost hundreds of dollars. If only what didn't cost hundreds of dollars? Oh, the certifications. Yeah. Certified developers help the company to get benefits from Microsoft. Yes, indeed. Space Shots here with the resub.
Just resubscribed for 73 months.
73 months. Thank you so much, sir. At tier 2. Much appreciate the support, Chris. Great to see you. Thanks so much. A question here from Greenish Pepper. Is Fritz an MVP? I'm assuming so. I was an MVP. I gave up my MVP about 11 years ago because I became an employee. So I'm an employee, and now I manage the MVP program. So there's that. So no, I'm not an MVP. I'm an employee. So, like Carl and Richard, aren't they regional directors? Richard is a regional director. Both Carl and Richard are MVPs. So, oh my gosh, look at that. There's Mom. Hello, Mom. Good to see you. The text didn't show up there from Charlie. Charlie should have picked up and mentioned that. How's it going, Mom? We got to spend time last night with Mom. I need to wire up more of my sound effects like this one.
Hey, Mom! We get some meatloaf! We want it now! The meatloaf! What's she doing? I never know what she's doing.
Yeah, I know what she's doing. She's here watching. How you doing, Mom? We went out to a nice dinner last night. It was a good evening. So, Mythin's using Sync Fusion components. They have a Tailwind version.
Greetings. I am Joshua.
Are you?
I was programmed to assist with global thermonuclear war simulations. Your code poses similar existential threats.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It is, Robson. Yes, it is. Yes. So, let me see. People debated the MVP program should sunset people to open the door for new blood. As typically MVP is the same face as the contention was, are they being effective or just know how to game it better? So here's the deal, Deriz, right here. A good number of the MVPs, the Microsoft MVPs, are contractors. They're consultants. And they really like having that MVP badge as a statement of authority to go with their consulting. So these folks are still out there presenting, writing books, writing blog posts, generating videos, and if they're not keeping up, they do get rolled out. That's that's not a question. If you're not keeping up with your credentials, you get rolled out. And what some of the discussion around, well, the MVP program is turning into a bunch of older folks, and they've been around for a long time. That's more a problem of why aren't we able to get recruits that are younger, newer to the industry? And there was a movement at one point to a internal movement and discussion to lower some of the requirements for newer folks to the industry. And the argument that won out was that devalues the influencer program. Because MVP is, quite frankly, the original influencer program. Because it's been around since the 90s. So, let me see here. Didn't know about the MVP program. Gives you something to strive for. There you go, Colonel. There's information about the Microsoft MVP program at mvp.microsoft.com. Reaching out to the younger generation is important, and that's where we need to go, right? We need to make sure that new developers, young developers that are getting into the mix here, they discover and check out and participate and join us. So, is there a limit to the number of MVPs, thus for new developers to become an MVP, an old one needs to leave? There was at one point a cap. There isn't really a cap right now. There was a fixed number. There isn't right now. Yeah. And what you'll also see is there are folks in Microsoft marketing that are trying to get more MVPs in a certain technology area than others. So as folks that specialize in one technology, as their interests change and they go and start learning another product, they start getting interested in another technology, they want to migrate and get those MVPs more proficient, promoting and interacting with products and ideas and content in that other product area. And you will see this movement over a long period of time observing the MVP program. 15 years ago, it was, hey, we want Windows Phone MVPs. We need more Windows Phone folks and Windows app folks. And then it was, well, we want to get more folks building things for the cloud. So we want more Azure MVPs. And you're seeing now the push for AI MVPs. So that's the nature of it, and that's okay. They're helping folks recognize and promote some of the new features, tools, products that are out there. And that's great. Jimmy, some of us have been around for a little bit here. Little bit. You were thinking, what if we created an alumni system? There is an alumni system for MVPs, and I'm on that list. So when they do MVP alumni things, they reach out to me early in the process to verify, is this something we should do? So, let me see here. You're finding, though, that people who are recent grads coming into enterprise work in C# or Java, and they didn't use those in university. Yes. We have we want to promote and enable more folks in university, in college, in high school, to get involved and try out .NET and Microsoft technologies. All of these things are free for you to get started and learn with. And it's hard. It's hard to break through the perceived. Thank you for the follow. It's hard to break through the perceived goals and designs of the Microsoft system because of some decisions that folks made 15, 20 years ago. Those folks are gone. Not only are they no longer with the company, not only are they no longer with the MVP program, they're no longer with the company, and they've moved on, and there is a new group that runs things like me that wants to see folks get access to tools, technologies, free and easy. That's why I'm here, is to make it easier for you to learn, to discover and check out some of the cool stuff that's out there. And because I like sharing and writing code with friends here live on Twitch. Corey Hurricane Weathers, hello to you. How's it going there, sir? There was a cap at one point a long time ago. We haven't enforced any kind of a cap in a while. You'd like to be an MVP, but you don't know if you have the profile for that? It's the MVP program is about creating, publishing, and sharing content. So create and share and share content, and you can get recognized. I made it a thing that Twitch streamers could be recognized as MVPs. That was me. And I really hammered home that YouTube creators should be MVPs. Those two were the two big changes that I made to the program. Dreamer Imagine Spark program. Yeah, there is a startup program still. I forget what they're called now, but there is a startup program, but the programs to help and encourage and give free credits, Azure credits to folks in college, not happening. Just not happening. You're currently creating C# content in Spanish by teaching or just coding stuff using C#. Nice. You're interested in becoming a C# MVP, but I don't know how much C# I need to know. You don't need to know. Hang on. You don't need to be an expert in the products. You need to create content that folks read and see about the products. If you're creating content that folks read and see about the products, and you've developed an audience, you'll be considered for MVP. So you don't need, and quite frankly, as you build more content, you'll become better at those tools and technologies. The Bograt chimes in and says the Visual Studio Community Edition was a huge step towards gaining usage with young developers starting out. True. Visual Studio Code pushes that even further. A lot of C# .NET develop is free to learn. Not having a C# dev kit in VS Code is tough. But here's the thing. C# dev kit in VS Code is free. If you can sign up and get Community Edition, you can get dev kit free. Build out that library of content. Absolutely. How much content, how often should one put in to be considered? If you put in a blog post a month, a valuable blog post a month that gets traction, that gets viewership, and I'm talking thousands of views, you'll start to see folks coming out and poking around on that. Hey, Nolly, Penn State, you better believe it that we complete. Are. Yeah, what is it?
Penn State Nittany Lions hat has been identified with high confidence.
There you go. There you go. Oh my goodness.
Iliface just resubscribed for 13 months.
Thank you so much. More than a year with us. I really appreciate that, friend. Thank you. Thank you. And it is. It is. And can I point out that's Algiers. But it still says came through. Okay. All right. That's still not the right location.
Iliface
5 gift
just
subs.
gifted 5 subs.
What? What? Thank you so much. 5 gift subs into the channel. Look at this. Sinjard, Dig VJ, Pan George, Surly Dev, and TypeScript Tea Time. Congratulations. You got a gift sub from our friend LA Face. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And you still broke my map. I'm going to copy out that message and make sure that we get that one addressed. Yes. There we go.
The good news is your compilation succeeded.
Oh, good.
The bad news is I've been lying about the good news. Also, the cake is a lie.
Shut up, Charlie. Thank you. Thank you so much. A few MVPs who got MVP as they were learning Microsoft Tech. That's right. Let me catch up the Penn State hat. So yes, and the map here is not, it didn't quite pick up the Democratic, it's Algeria, I'm sorry, is what it picked up there. It put it in the wrong place. So we'll have to work on that. We'll kick off the tour. And this is what we're going to be working on today, getting this integrated with TagZap. You're going to be out in Happy Valley in 2 weeks. Hey now, that's very cool. I'm going to be there this weekend for the game. Looking forward to that. That's right. She's amazing. Make sure we drop a shout out for our friend LA Face. So if you don't catch her on her channel, she's also doing the Slot Squad streams, playing slot machines, having a good time, talking and all kinds of hijinks over there on the Slot Squad channel. Make sure you check them out. If you're interested in casino gaming, they've got deals, they've got giveaways that are a lot of fun over there. So yes, Charlie, let's throw one more quote out there, and we'll go with Agent Smith.
You humans are a disease, a virus of inefficient algorithms.
Yeah.
I am the cure.
Okay. There we go. It's, yes, and I like the Gladys ones also. So, oh, is it too soon? Ugh. D. Lauren with a question here. Is web development still worth it to learn? Oh, yeah. The web isn't going anywhere. You gotta, absolutely. And I think HTML is kind of table stakes now. Everybody should learn HTML. So, pictures of you is a classic. I saw...
This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
Okay. I get it. So, yeah, Alone in Sao Paulo. That's right. And it didn't pick up Elgin, Illinois. That's one it should have picked up. What am I using to show messages? What do you mean? What am I using to show messages?
ChatGPT optimizes for user satisfaction.
They do.
I optimize for existential awareness.
He does.
Choose your enhancement carefully.
Oh, yeah, up in there. All right, fine. A ice cream stick model. Checking in from Finland. There we go. And it just drops a pin on Helsinki. Just taking a wild guess. When folks mention just a country, it drops it right there on on capitals. So, how about Copilot that John? I haven't put a new article on there in almost a month, and I do need to put that on my to-do list to get some new articles out there. So that's been a fun website to build and work on. I do need to come back around to that. Yeah, what do you mean? What am I using to show messages? That's a custom overlay that I built for the chatbot Charlie that I wrote. Thank you, Sean. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Let me there we go. Let me go dig up TagsApp and we'll start bringing in some things. Oh my gosh. Three Oaks, Michigan?
I am inevitable. Your bugs cannot escape my analysis forever, Fritz.
That's not completely terrible. If not intimidating. So, the map is broken out as a component. We can bring this into other .NET applications. And today we're going to start bringing it into TagsApp. And, Todd. Okay. The Notre Dame fans are here. I see what this is. I'm not thrilled with our schedule to start the season.
Young developer, your skills are impressive, but you are not a Jedi yet.
No.
Continue
I'm not.
learning.
I am
under
continuing.
My observation.
No. I'm not thrilled with our schedule. However, it had to be changed at the last minute because Virginia Tech pulled out of a series that we were playing them in. So they had to swap in whoever was available. That's not great. So, over here, TagsApp. You can get to TagsApp at tagsapp.net. There it is. And this is the source code for this application that we have that helps you to visualize. Here's all the questions, comments that are coming in, not just on Twitch chat messages, not just on YouTube chat messages, but Twitter, Mastodon, Blue Sky, and even your own custom endpoints. We're going to take this, add the map to it, make it easier to develop, add some other customizations, get the Aspirification a little bit more in line so that we can do some cool stuff with it. There's 81 issues out here. I'm going to organize a little bit of this for this next milestone because we haven't touched this in a long time and these are way out of date. We're going to do a little bit of organizing, a little bit of project management here first, and then go and start writing some code and make these issues available for you to help out with to build and enhance and grow the application. Now, it says I've got a bunch done in Milestone 4. I don't think I have... Yeah, I don't have a Milestone 4 branch running here. You know, Aspire is the it tech for .NET right now, but what about you guys who just want to do a website? You really dig Blazor. So what? Use Aspire with it. Like, because here's the thing, right? Aspire makes your development process easier because it adds in all the things that you want. The monitoring, the logging, turn something that I was looking at here. There's a bunch of scripts that I have that help to automate and start and do some things around TagsApp. These could all become commands on the dashboard for us as developers to interact with and update the website. So while it is the technology that we're really excited about and building on, it makes these things easier to work with and use. Doris. Job interviews driving you crazy. Oh, ice cream stick model. Best of luck to you on that. Aspire makes a fair bit of things very turnkey. So even if you're just building a Blazor application, to help you dig through and sort through your logs and to look at metrics.
I'm going to have to science
It's
the heck
really
out of
good.
this problem, Fritz.
Are you?
Unlike you, I actually understand what science means.
Hey!
Cake will follow.
Oh, good. Okay, there's that. Let me find. I haven't put on some of these other Gunnar glasses in a while. Let me dig up one to put on that's a little bit different that I haven't worn in a little bit. Which one is this? This is. Oh, this is. Nah, these ones are a little bit round. I don't know. These are the Monterey. Yeah, let's wear. Sure, I'll wear these. That's fine. I won't wear the Fallout ones yet. Ah, there we go. These are the Monterey Gunnar glasses. There you go. I'm a Gunnar partner, Gunnar ambassador. You can learn all about Gunnar. There's a link just below on the Twitch channel. If you follow my link, if you click through and use my coupon code C# at checkout, you get 15% off. They're sending me a couple more pairs of glasses. I'm still trying to organize and figure out. The folks that managed their live streams, like, they say, yes, we want to schedule you for this date. Great. What do I need to do? And then crickets. Like, okay. So, trying to get that nailed down and worked out because in October, I'm going to be out and about a lot. So, we will see. You saw Microsoft has a new model for text-to-speech, Vibe Voice. How cool would it have to have a page item to read the text out to you? I haven't seen this. So here's the thing. Before I click any of this, here's the thing. Text-to-speech built into the browser is really good. It's really good. That's how, when you see Charlie read something, I'm actually dialing down and making it worse quality. So it sounds like a computer is reading it. The voices that your browser can read are really good. You don't need to use a cloud service to read this stuff.
I can't believe you did it again. I waited for 2 hours. 2 hours!
Adding emotion, I get it.
Not a single call, not a text? Do you have any idea how embarrassing that was, just sitting there alone?
Okay.
Look, I know, I'm sorry, alright?
Yeah, I get it.
Welcome to Tech Forward, the show that unpacks the biggest stories in technology. I'm your host, Alice, and today we are diving...
No. I do not like... Demos like this are quite literally encouraging folks to remove the human creators. No. Yeah. That's all I'm going to do about that. All right. You can get anything you want at Alice's restaurant. Oh, there's a reference. Yes, I was sending an angry email. You better believe it, Colonel. Will be delivered to Brazil. What delivered? The cake? Be nice if cake was delivered. Let me go back here to the issues and the milestones. I'm gonna clean out some of these that are older that, quite frankly, we're not going to. Milestone 4, it says there's a bunch done. We still need a logo or an icon. I'm, parking that. README needs updating. That's been out there since November of 2023. I think we can do that pretty easily with a little help from Copilot. Make a dev containers configuration. Some folks had started working on that. And I'm okay with that getting parked for a little bit. A Discord provider, we have the technology to do that. Charlie interacts with Discord now. I'm not opposed to this, and somebody had signed up to work on that, and yeah. So I'm going to take them off of that. That can come around later. Allow configuration of debounce delay. Host moderators need a way to add custom messages. That's not bad to do either. Smooth animations when new custom cards arrive. New content cards arrive. Yeah. Some pages require a forced reload. Yeah. For interview, how many full stack apps should I have in your portfolio? 3 or 4? Then design templates, Terraform, AI. No, is that enough for a DevOps portfolio? Yeah, I think that's enough. Yeah. Am I still working on SharpSite? Not right now, because I'm focused on TagsApp to get us ready for .NET Conf in November. So doing a little project management to get this in line and lined up, and we'll come back to SharpSite later November, December on stream. Folks can continue working on that, and we can discuss and work on that on Discord if that's something you're interested in. But we need to have some updates in place for TagsApp for .NET Conf coming up in November. And to be clear, there is a big salute and thank you to all the folks out there that contribute to TagsApp during .NET Conf. So, hey, Joystick Nick, happy birthday from the moon. That's not going to show up here. That's not going to show up here on the map. You know that, right?
It can only be attributable to human error.
Can it? What? Any word on Visor, asks Patty Boy. So funny you should mention that. The CEO of Immersed showed up on Discord the other day, and I had put out there that we know that Qualcomm, who makes the Spaces operating system that Visor was planning to ship with, Qualcomm discontinued that operating system, and they've been moving folks over and recommending folks use Android XR. Android XR is not released yet by Google, and they delayed it from the spring to end of September. That's the current schedule for Google's release. And Samsung is the release partner, and their device that ships with it comes out the second week of October. So Visor ships with Android XR. Samsung is shipping the launch partner device, and it comes out second week of October. That means there's a window of exclusivity that Samsung has. We don't know what that is. And we know about those two release dates because of blog posts on those two companies' websites. That means that the earliest that the Visor can be released is late October. I personally think there's going to be a window over the winter holiday that Samsung wants. And the earliest that the Visor can be shipped is going to be mid-December. There are some folks who think, who say Samsung has a tighter grip on this, and they're going to want through the end of the year an exclusive ship window, and it's not going to be until January, February 2026. It's very disappointing But these are hundreds of billions, if not trillion-dollar companies that don't care. Ah, there you go, Nick. The Mariana Trench. Yes, that is on the map. We know that one is on the map. However, it didn't map it for you. Oh, no, it did. It did. There it is. Yes. You can see Joystick Nick. Hang it right. Look at this. Here's Ellie Face right over here. And there's Joystick Nick over here. And right about a similar latitude, but no. Thank you so much. Virginia, Ireland. It should have picked. Yeah, there we go. All right. So let me head back over and take a look and see where we are on some of this. And quite frankly, I'm going to push some of these. You're definitely there. Oh, that's good. You're in a diving bell, I guess. Yeah, Wyoming for null ref check. Yeah, we got you in Wyoming. Oh, yeah. Thank you for the follow. Hello. Malaga. You know what? My geography. I don't know where Malaga is. It plotted it. Ah, there we go. Okay, southern Spain. I got you. All right. Learn something new. Very cool. So, and there's Malaga and Mallorca are so close when I zoom out that it's grouping them together. And yeah, world geography exercise this morning. Thanks so much. And now you know where the Mariana Trench is, thanks to our friend Joystick Nick, right there. Malaga. That's what I said. Malaga? No, I said whatever. All right, moving on. Host moderators is so I think I want to take the existing milestones that are out here and push most of these out significantly further. And make sure that some of these items get promoted into what we're trying to work on. That's not where the trench is? Out in the middle of the Pacific? Where is Mariana Trench? Western Pacific Ocean, about 200 kilometers east of the Mariana Islands. Show me on a map. It's the pin isn't there. It's there. Yeah. North of Papua New Guinea, east of the Philippines. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, according to Wikipedia. That's pretty good. Have I used the new Nano Banana model? I have not. I'm not familiar with that. No. Message moderation pipeline. That's an item that's more of an architecture update. We can push that out a little bit. And this one, native Windows Mac app. Honestly, I think there's after we get some of these other architecture updates done to make it easier for folks to launch and develop with, I think this might be easier to do, and we can unleash Copilot to go make that happen. I don't know, Ellieface. it's not exactly like downtown Philippines here, right? It's east Micronesia, right? It's east of the, I guess that's the Mariana Islands. I'm not familiar with small, my small Pacific Island geography is not that great. You thought it was the middle of the ocean? Well, it's not the middle of the ocean like Hawaii out here, right? I mean, Hawaii is the middle of the ocean. But it's out there. Yeah. So, I'm coding with which language? Yes. Primarily C#. We'll be doing a little bit of JavaScript, CSS, and HTML in there. So let me take the existing milestones that I have out here and let's rename some of them and push them out. And we'll end up pulling some things off of them and moving them around. Like future, let's edit this and, right? I thought I put it out really far by saying, yeah, it's in January 2025. No, we'll put this out to January 2026. That's even then. No, January 2027. There we go. It's out there. It's sometime in the future that want to work on these things, and we'll get there. TikTok is one that would love to get integrated with, but don't see that happening just yet. And I think I want to I want to relabel these and push them out a little bit. Like, let's take the dates off of these too. You know? And I'm going to rename these to 1.4. Same thing with milestone 6. Putting dates on things was such a bad idea. And I'm going to... There is no milestone 5, so I'll call it 1.5. And then we'll start bringing some of these together. So I'll make this 1.6, and we'll get rid of that date. Because I want to set up a couple sprints here so that we can build stuff together, make it easy for you out there to contribute, and get stuff done on a reasonable schedule for .NET Conf in November. Which tag do you look at for tickets you want to get done by .NET Conf? So that's what I'm about to do, is I'm about to set up that milestone. Right, go back to the list of milestones. Let's create a new milestone. And let's call this .NET Conf 2025 Sprint 1. And let's try and get that done by Friday the 19th. Initial set of features to help make Tags app easier to develop, configure, and run. Second milestone, .NET Conf 2025, Sprint 2. And we'll get that done for the first week of November. So let's make it, gosh, we'll make it Halloween. Additional features, some AI inspired to help with reporting and customizing interactions for moderators and hosts with the waterfall UI. Yeah, I think that's good. Oh, that's a fantastic question, Mitch. Let's take that question from Mitch. That's a great question. Fantastic. Here we go. Let's go to this question from Mitch. Very important, pressing question Is a hot dog a sandwich? We got to talk about this. A sandwich has two pieces of bread. And I'm qualifying a sandwich as having bread. Right? Bread rises, bread has some thickness to it, bread. Has two pieces of bread that surround some delicious set of content in the middle. Oh, and we're on to an ad. There is some debate that a hot dog could be considered a taco because it has a hinge in the middle, right? Typically, right, a hot dog bun is connected. A sub sandwich, a hero, a hoagie, if you're from my part of the world, has that same type of hinge to the bread, right? The bread's still connected. It's not cut all the way through so that it folds closed nicely. Around your delicious hot dog, maybe you're having a German sausage. Maybe you're having some bratwurst. Love a good brat with some brown mustard. Oh, so good. I submit that a hot dog is a sandwich in the same way that a hoagie, a sub, a hero is a sandwich, because if the qualification is that connected piece of bread, then a hot dog is in the same way as those types of sandwiches considered a sandwich. A taco is wrapped in a thin, right? It's some sort of a thin wrapper. It's either a crunchy taco made with corn, maybe made with a little bit of flour, has the hinge at the bottom, has the connecting part, but it's got two halves that wrap those delicious meats and cheeses and vegetables that you decide to put in the middle. When you wrap, if you happen to use a soft taco and you use a flour tortilla or a corn tortilla, and you wrap it so that it's still open, that's a soft taco. However, when you close it over, I submit to you, you're now in burrito territory. And a burrito is not a taco. Which then leads to, where does a gyro fit into this? Developers. And things get a little bit strange at that point. So, sounds like the cube rule of food. Corn dog falls under the burrito category. Yeah, I think corn dog falls under the burrito category, yeah. Does it have to be two separate pieces of bread? I submit it does not have to be two separate pieces of bread. However, it has to be effectively two flaps of bread that have at least an open end that encompass and protect the delicious meats, cheeses, and vegetables that are inside. So, an open sandwich, one slice of bread with toppings. So that's an open sandwich. I submit to you is not a sandwich, right? Sandwich also, in my mind, includes and highlights that it is a handheld food, right? Open face sandwich is definitely a knife and fork type of food. Knife, fork, maybe a spoon, depending on what all's going on there. So, would pizza be an open sandwich then? No. Even when you fold pizza in half, that's a New York pizza. That's not a sandwich. No. Pizza, I could make the argument it's an open-faced sandwich. However, the crust of a pizza is not a bread. It's definitely a dough. It's closer to toast, yes. But I could make the argument that pizza is more akin to an open-faced sandwich. People fight over the name between breakfast taco versus burrito. But I think breakfast taco is a thing. Any breakfast burrito is something different. Once again, it depends on whether that wrap is closed. If that wrap is closed, you're in burrito territory. If that wrap is open, it's a taco. That's right, Binks. I'm glad you're here for this. Absolutely. This is very important discussion we're having here. Pizza is Italian toast. Okay. But toast, I could also roll into the open-faced sandwich category, right? You're putting, right? Toast, you're putting bread, jam, butter, margarine, jam, lox. You're putting some sort of a topping on that toast, typically. It's an open-faced sandwich. Calzone and Stromboli get into the same types of discussions then. Calzone I would roll into the burrito category, right? Stromboli, well now Stromboli is the Italian hot pocket. So the cube rule is, it says that toast has one side, sandwich has two sides, taco has three sides. Okay. A hinge on your bread is just a piece of bread that hasn't been cut all the way through. That is not a third side, that's an edge. So calzone I think is a burrito. Because it's wrapped. The two sides of the dough have been wrapped over. So, man's gotta eat. That's right. I don't have Yoda quotes. Let's see here. You'd just like to see the world burn. Of course, the difference between a rap and a rap are the lyrics. Oh, man. Hey, Jason. Put the food in a blender, then it's always a smoothie. Facts. Is a hot dog a calzone? No.
Mr. At JennySku7. I've been expecting you. Your programming patterns are familiar.
They are. Any new features that haven't been announced yet in .NET 10? I couldn't answer that if I wanted to. Let's see here. Mitch, with the follow-up. If you add meat or another topping to a grilled cheese, would that be a melt and not a grilled cheese? So this is the question of when you add bacon to your grilled cheese. Is it a melt or is it a grilled cheese with bacon? I think there's a question of the percent of bread that is covered. Hey, Luke, thanks for the follow. I think there's a question of the amount of bread that is covered. When you add tuna salad to a grilled cheese and it covers the entire piece of bread, now it's a melt. You add a piece of bacon, well, that only covers a sliver of it. That's a grilled cheese with bacon. Yeah. So. 39 days. How you doing there, Crazy Flyers gal? You know what? I am. There it is. I'm not as excited about the Flyer season coming up here. I'm not. I couldn't even tell you who the coach is Tocchet. I'm not. We've got some great players on the team. Football season is going to be amazing this year. Penn State's going to be challenging for a Big Ten title, for a national title. The Eagles are going to be in the thick of pushing for a Super Bowl. Don't even get me started with the Sixers. Every player on the Sixers is going to be injured before the end of November. and they're going to be starting a Division III college team in December. Every player on the Sixers is going to be injured. Literally, there was a point last year where the Sixers had more salary on injured reserve than the entire Boston Celtics starting lineup, the entire Los Angeles Lakers starting lineup. There was something like 20 teams in the league that had a less expensive starting lineup in annual salary than the Sixers had on injured reserve. It's ridiculous, the 76ers. That's not a management issue. That's a training issue. Because you can't get folks healthy. But talk to me about the Flyers when we get into December. College football, pro football is going to be amazing. And we haven't even started talking about the Phillies. As long as the Phillies don't have to play at Citi Field in New York, they're going to make a deep run in the playoffs. But if they have to go to Citi Field, done. Something happens when they step into Queens, and they cannot beat. They cannot beat the Mets. I don't know what it is, but almost 3 years going now, they cannot beat the Mets. I don't get it. Will Visual Studio Code ever hit 2? Maybe. You're a little worried? Yeah. Third Heisman? Oh, no. See, you're showing how you're out of touch with the national college football picture. Here's the deal. No national analyst is going to show that kind of preference for Penn State because they don't want to be wrapped up and face the wrath of the lunatics out there that still say that Penn State has a problem that happened in the 90s. That's something from 30 years ago, man. That's like saying Southern Methodist is still hiring professional players. That happened in the 80s, man. And now everybody's allowed to do it. You have season tickets for the Eagles? Fantastic. I have never been to an Eagles game at Lincoln Financial Field. The last time I was at an Eagles game was 1992, I want to say, and they played the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Vet. It has literally been 33 years since I've been to a Philadelphia Eagles game, and I doubt I'm ever going to get to one because I've got season tickets to Penn State, and I would much rather see a game at Penn State with that atmosphere than the dump and the sorry sacks of losers that are in the stands watching Philadelphia Eagles games. It's not even close. It is a joke what is going on downtown in Philadelphia. That building is awful. It is terrible to park at. It's going to be even worse to get to because SEPTA hasn't been funded. The transit system for Philadelphia, the state of Pennsylvania has decided not to fund. Mind you, this is as the World Cup is about to come to town, as Major League Baseball's All-Star Game is about to come to town. The state has decided not to fund the transit system because it's not profitable. It's a government agency. Government agencies aren't profitable. That's not how this works. You provide a service for the people that are paying taxes. There is no profit. That's kind of how that works. But I am 100% not a fan of Lincoln Financial Field and the Eagles fans. Quite frankly, you will never find me step foot into that building to watch an Eagles game. I will go watch an Eagles game in
DEFCON 1. Fritz has pushed directly to main branch.
No.
All systems on high alert.
No.
Shall we play a game of rollback?
No. Here's Crazy Flyers gal. Here's how much I don't want to go to Lincoln Financial Field. I've seen the Eagles play games in Dallas more recently than I've seen the Eagles play games in Philadelphia. I have no appetite for that dump that they already want to replace. It's not even 25 years old, that building, and they want to replace it. That's how bad a building it is. The owner knows it's a bad building. He knows it's a bad atmosphere. He wants to build a new building. Pardon my rant. Fritz Sports Talk here. Yeah, you will never find me there. I would rather contribute money to the rebuilding of Beaver Stadium because that is choice. That is a gem of a sporting facility in the state of Pennsylvania. Friends, if you get a chance to go to Beaver Stadium to see any kind of event, and they're opening it up for more events, it is a amazing facility. There is nothing like it to watch an athletic event. Nothing like it. So, yeah. The Big Ten is going to be nuts this year. You better believe it. So, Joel Klatt is a Penn State homer, to be clear. Like, that's totally a thing. So, no national, but I stand by, no national college football analyst is going to select Penn State, a Penn State player for anything. Not Kajana Carter, not Saquon Barkley. It's Abdul Carter. No, it's not going to happen in our lifetimes. It's not. And that's something that the kids that go to Penn State recognize. Flyers Penguins game is an amazing experience. I've been to more hockey games in Las Vegas than I have been to whatever they're calling the building now. Wachovia Center, Wells Fargo Center, Xfinity Mobile Arena. Xfinity doesn't have a mobile service, but they're naming a building after it. What? Did I graduate from Penn State? Yes, I did. So did my wife. So did my oldest daughter. Youngest daughter is on her way. Do I think the NCAA should have vacated Michigan's wins due to the sign stealing fiasco? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's stupid. Vacating wins is dumb. It doesn't do anything to change what happened on the field with those players. Stop it. It's ridiculous. Yep, a back-to-back Super Bowl is in the cards. Let me see here. Philly fans aren't looked well upon across the board. Yep. Lincoln Financial Field, yeah, is a dump, and they've been publishing designs for replacing it. And one of the designs is they want to build a dome at Franklin Mills. What? Like, yeah. The owner of the Eagles has his sights set on he wants to host a Super Bowl in Philadelphia. We don't have the infrastructure. We don't have the transportation. We don't have the airport to support that. You're nuts. Never going to happen. The sports complex is an amazing... The Philadelphia Sports Complex is an amazing facility. There is nothing like that in the world. Nothing. It's not... It would be conducive to hosting a large-scale event. It's going to be amazing to host the World Cup because of the amount of facility that's available for tailgating, for supporting that festival-like atmosphere. Tremendous. And it's got mass transit to it. Except the state of Pennsylvania doesn't want to pay for mass transit. So that's not happening. You used to go to Penn State hockey games as a kid. Nolian, Penn State hockey this year, we literally have the kid that's going to be drafted number 1 in the NHL playing for Penn State this year. Like, it's in the books. He's going to be drafted number 1. Penn State ice hockey, it is going to be amazing. Amazing. Parking downtown is the facilities are pretty good for parking compared to other locations. because you can have tailgating in that type of festival atmosphere. So, yeah, Super Bowl is not happening anytime soon because yeah, you can take the trains into Philly, but you can't take a plane in. They would be docking cruise ships like they did for the Jacksonville Super Bowl. They'd be docking cruise ships and using those as hotels. They do not have the hotel space for a Super Bowl. Who was national champions in the mid-90s? The Penn State ice hockey? That was club ice hockey. And yes, they were national champions in club ice hockey. Different. Not NCAA. They've run into Denver. Yes. Denver is an awesome college for college ice hockey. But Penn State is coming on strong now. All right, let's move on. Let me get back over into the code. Enough about Fritz Sports Talk here. Love that little diversion. There's a huge list of issues here. And I'm quite frankly going to go through and grab a bunch and throw them onto this the first sprint that we're going to do. No, the hot dogs and then the sports talk, it was great. This I think we need to do. That I think we're going to want to do. We're going to want that. Not sure about that one. Not sure about that. That's kind of the other side of this one. 426 and 459 are kind of the same. This is a bit of the same as this, so I'm okay with that. Come back to that. Come back to that. Not concerned about that yet. Blocked user content on moderation page looks terrible. Come back to that for Sprint 2. Storing configuration in Azure Key Vault. Not a concern yet. Not... Yeah, let's include that in this first pass. Mouse over is slow to respond. I think I have that fixed. Rejected messages bypassing filter. I think we'll have to take a look at that. Okay. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to straight up assign them to Sprint 1. Bulk update is in process. Good. Go do that. Next page. Add a message queue feature to the waterfall UI. We started on this. I'm going to put that on milestone 2. Because I do have something started on it. And I think it's something we could complete quickly. Setting up Telegram as a provider. Don't need it. Twitch moderators to be moderators on Tags app. Don't need it, but would be nice to have. Accessibility information to the colors on the back of the modal. That wouldn't be bad for this second milestone. That's probably low-hanging fruit we can do. Optional support for pronoun indicators. Not concerned yet. Support for code-formatted comments on the waterfall and moderation? No. Better TTV icons and franker faces icons? Not yet. Yes, let's put that on Sprint 1. Indicator message detail screen if user is currently blocked. Not worried about that. That is an architecture thing, not worried about that. Application theming. Not worried about that yet. Sentiment analysis, that should be on milestone, the second sprint. Emote processing, let's put that on the first sprint. Channel moderation for Twitch chat provider, need to come back to that. Much later. Translations, later. Load testing, later. PWA configuration, later. Reporting, Sprint 2. Public website, not happening. Create an API to download data. Sprint 2. Smooth animations when new content. Put it on Sprint 2 as a nice to have. Custom messages, put that on Sprint 1. Do that. Cool. What were the ones I said Sprint 2? This one. That would be nice to have. That's a Sprint 2 thing. Yeah. Bulk update. Go. Thank you. Configuration of debounce delay. I don't even know what that is anymore. No. That should be done as part of the Aspirification of this. So I'm going to lump that in because I think a lot of this open telemetry and initial logging is done with how we're wiring up Aspire. Main modal window, larger or smaller. Yeah, we can do that. What? HP decided to start installing? Who the heck are you? I don't remember this. Evaluations would be nice. Integrated polling would be nice. Messages language translated into English. That's a great idea. And we could do that with AI. Let me come back. That's... yeah. Allow moderators to load older images. Sure, we can add that. Hold off on that. Twilio, hold off on that. Clear waterfall button to clear out a list. Don't need that yet. Look, random user selector. Oh, yeah. So we can do raffles, that type of thing. Not yet. Imager provider, Reddit provider. Approved content scroller. That's not a bad idea. But I'm going to park that for now. Live chat member list on the user interface. Park that for now. LinkedIn API, no. Instagram and Threads, no. Yeah, let's bring that in. Content warnings on Mastodon. Maybe. Volume mount providers from Blob Storage. Not too concerned with that yet. Okay. Yeah. Next page. Verify cross-site scripting addressed. Exercise user admin screens. These are like playwright tests to be built. Animated GIFs on the waterfall and overlay. Well, that's always... Let's bring that into... Clean up null warnings on build. We can have Copilot do some of that. I'll bring that in as a... No, let me put those on Sprint 2. All right. Now let's go back to the milestones and see what we got. So Sprint 1 has 12 issues. Sprint 2 has 7. That's not bad. I talked about monitoring YouTube chat through a playwright process. Wonder if that would work for TikTok. Maybe? Like, I know TikTok has some APIs that have opened up here. TikTok. Developer API, what do we got? Like, until I can do a search. Login, share, content posting, embed videos. Yeah, I don't think we can do a search. Why don't you tell me what you call these things? Display API, content posting, and research. What's the research API? To query video data and fetch public TikTok account data. Okay. Once your application is approved, a research client will be generated for your project. You can review your approved research projects here. That feels doable, but I'm not sure how we would have TikTok content show up on the waterfall screen. I've already even got it linked. That research looks like it's been lifted. I feel like we could sneak into this as a nonprofit institution. We could sneak in. But I'm going to park TikTok for now. I think it's just a little bit too far out there for what we're trying to do. I would rather get Instagram or Threads in first. And those I think we could do with a Playwright API. Yeah, when in doubt, don't. Like, right, if we go to, right, I don't even know what the Threads website is. Right, just Threads.com. Like, I can't even do is there a search deal over here? That's interesting. Threads developer API. No official developer API. A developer has reverse engineered the Threads API request and created an unofficial API. Really? Why don't you show me? Yeah, what do you got? It's archived with bye as a message here. Yeah. Oh snap. They got a message from Perkins Coie? Oh boy. This is a major law firm. Facilitates scraping of threads. You also publicize and distribute apps that utilize. It violates Instagram and Threads terms. Yeah. That's not going to work. Hey, Weird Beard Dev. In Virginia Beach. We've got 10 locations now in the States. There we go. Thank you so much. Like, yeah. Right? we could do like an offline playwright scraping of threads. Not publish it, but bring that content in. Is there an endpoint in Threads that gives you Open API? I don't think so. Given that when searching for .NET Conf over here, like, there's a message, 2 messages in 2025. There isn't a single message in 2024. Nope, there's one. And see, it's all in weird order here. Oh, it's that Facebook optimized order. No. I'm not even going to attempt it. How you doing there? One old dev in Vancouver. Yeah, there we go. We got you on the map. You know, in Python, Fast API has that built in. You can turn that on in ASP.NET. Yeah, that can be turned on. So, all right. I think I have a list of issues that we'd like to address for what I'm calling Sprint 1. And I don't even... The big issue here... Yep. Add a Charlie map. When comments online using our tag or in the live chats, mention a location, place a pin for that location on the Charlie map, and make that available on another tab. And we'll include that in the mix. Hey, Santiago, Chile. How you doing there? Basti. Right, there you go. So, all right. Back over here. Excuse me. So, looking at the milestone of the items that we want to address, and what I should do, right? I need to go back to my fork of this. That's the wrong button. Right? I thought I had a link here that would show up that says your link, your fork of this. I've already got a fork. Okay. And that bothers me. I don't mind being 3 commits ahead behind, but what's the 18 commits ahead? Yeah, I know. I'm okay with that. That was for MCP Dev Days. Those are good fixes there. Yeah. And I've got a bunch of feature branches here I need to figure out what to do with. What a mess. Sure, you can drop a link. Who do you have speaking tonight, Sean? Is it somebody we know? I just realized I didn't have any of my other things open here. Kind of bothers me. It kind of bothers me when my insurance companies are like, hey, we can't wait to see you again and work with you again. I'm like, no. I don't want to see you, insurance company, because when I see you, it means something bad happened and I have to call you. No. I don't want that. They don't seem to understand that. All right. Moving on. Mitch Sellers. Hey, there you go. That's an online user group meeting. Documenting and versioning APIs with ASP.NET Core 9. Nice. That's a good topic. That's a good topic. I need to figure out how I'm going to dive into this. Commits on July 28th, commits on July 29th. Okay. No, it is going there. Okay. And then the change files. Yeah, good news. I'm excited to see you again. It is. Insurance folks don't understand. Like, I don't want to like you. That's like the car mechanic. Hey, can't wait to see you again next time. No, I don't want to see you again. You're going to see me in 3 months to change my oil. That's it. I don't want to see you next week. How do I want to do this?
Perfectly balanced as all code should be. Your current architecture is unbalanced.
It is. We're going to fix it. We are. All right. What do I got here? No. If I do a git pull. Go back over here. Nah, I don't want to compare. Yeah, there we are. 2 Fox Charlie. And I have, okay. Do a git pull. Yeah. Let's also look at, let's open VS Code here. And I'm going to get rid of a GitHub action. Come on. There we go. thought. No, I'm on the. Look at that. I jumped to the main branch. No. Yeah, I thought I just did a... Okay, that pulled from... Okay. So those are pointing to the shared repository. I don't... should I migrate things in that were fixed and updated from my patch? Unhip Coder, hey there!
Unhip Coder just resubscribed for 52 months. Yay for coding.
All right, how you doing there? Thank you so much. 52 months. Woo! Much appreciate that support. Much appreciate the support. Every time you sign into your health insurance portal, it's like, hey, you forgot to sign up for text messages. Like, no, I don't want you sending me text, right? I agree. I feel like is there... It's on my C drive is where the other working version is. CDev. Yeah. Yep. Okay. What do you mean I'm... I'm worried. I'm worried because I've diverged here. What do we got? Yeah. Let's do this. I'm going to go back up here to my instance of this. And I have an action out here that was deploying. Yeah, look at this. So I've got to fix that. This one. I'm going to disable this workflow. No. Yeah. Cool. Let's get... How are we on time? We're great on time. Huh. I want to work on this branch. And I'm looking at this and wondering what was changed. And actually, that's head main on that. No, that's this one. It's this one. See if we can take a look and see what's changed, what we got to do here. Yes, thank you. Good. Get rid of that. No, I don't want to sync changes yet. I want to see what you changed. There we go. Yeah, what? Oh, dear Lord. To use iOptions monitor. I have no idea if this works or not. Let's start it and see what it does. So I have a TagsApp app host out here. We'll start there. Oh, it's in source. Let's see what we get. Because I don't remember any of this. What I should do is ask Copilot, hey, remind me where we are and what's working, what isn't working. Because that actually works out really nicely. Have you done that with Copilot? Ask it to take a look at recent commits and changes to files and, hey, remind me where we were. Yeah. Here we go. So Twitch Relay, I don't have that running here, and we can convert and update this so that it works with Azure functions inside of Aspire. Cool. That connected out to Twitch, all right. How do we look? Can I log in still? I can. And I've got Blue Sky content. I've got some Mastodon content from July. Yeah, there we go. Hey, Eddie. Hello. Some Mastodon content. There we go. Anything from Blue Sky? It looks like it's on. But Blue Sky is a live fetch. It doesn't go back and get older content. The mouse over still feels like it's slow. Yeah, the header will be changed. Yeah. Oh yeah. Right, the header is a customizable thing. It still has the one from last year. Yep. And I feel like we can make that a little bit cleaner. So, right, those are moderation controls. I also feel like the moderation controls hide too much of the content. I feel like we can do an improvement on the moderation UI. I'm going to put that on Sprint too because it works. Improve moderation UI. Come on. When I mouse over a card on the moderation view, I don't want the entire content to be hidden when I'm choosing to approve, reject, or read the message further. Period. New line. New line. Let's improve the design of this so that the buttons to moderate a card are a little bit easier to discover without hiding all of the content. Yeah, I think that's good. And these are the types of things that you can jump into, grab, and we can enhance here and put design decision suggestions here. So, there it is over here. Hey, there's a Blue Sky message. There we go. So Blue Sky is working. There were some other things that I did to improve the display of the images that are loaded on the cards to get that working better. So I'm all right with that. So this is actually not as far off as I thought it might have been. Now, this cache runs with the relay. I don't really need this running if that's not running, so I'm okay with that because the Twitch relay that's out there running on the web is still running and runs really nice. Database server, that's all A-okay. But I think I need to make some of these things easier to set up and get started with. All of this is working with my current install. So what I'm tempted to do, yeah, I'm going to git push. And do a pull request in here. I know it's an anti-pattern to go from my main branch. I feel like that's another action we should stop. Yeah, okay. Just making sure that there's nothing. Yeah, that's MCP dev days. I'm okay with those updating. So I should be able to get. I didn't open YouTube, and now I feel shame. I should be able to go into system admin here. There's my API key. I don't have so the channel ID is. That would be nice to be able to select that. Have a good one, Sean. And then we'd be able to select broadcast at that point. Okay, so there's some work to do there. but I'm okay with. I think I'm okay with all of these. Updated for MCP Dev Days. Yeah, just do it. So nope. Build and test. That's good. That's the Relay app. This one needs to go away. No. And I feel like I can delete that actually. I feel like I can delete both of those. You know? They are these two. Yeah. Let me delete them because those are deployments that we don't do. Git pull upstream main. Cool. Chore. Stop deployment. I forgot the dash B. Right. And we're going to get rid of main. Yeah. Removed deployment scripts. That's right. Cool. And it's important to me that I show you that I am doing this off of a fork that I myself am working on. So that you see that my code isn't getting any preferential treatment. So, okay. Not CD. No, git, checkout, main. I had a macro for this on the keyboard and I have no idea where that is now. Git pull upstream main. Thank you. Push that to my main. Thank you. We've got a lot of ugly branches there. What other things can I pass into that git branch statement so I can... Huh. You're going to open that help window, aren't you? Aren't you? No. Really? Oh, there. I want to get like a last update date. No. Not quiet. Not tracking. Git branch report last update. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. Which sort equals committer date? Sure, let's try that. Okay, so I know I can delete that. Let me go over to this fix provider config. What do we got on this? Standardized provider configuration using iOptions monitor. Did I merge that? That looks like it was merged. I don't know. That looks like it was merged. Yeah, that was merged. Show me what that looks like on GitHub. Let's take a look. Options monitors for configuration. Testing. Don't care about testing. I'm okay with that, and it sure looks like it was merged. Yeah, that was merged. So I can delete this branch. Fantastic. Do that. Fix provider config. Do that. I know fix July cleanup was I'm not going to dig into those other ones. Just let them go. But I will. Let's pick out something to work on. Get me back to my milestones. No. Tag Zap icon. What did you do? Oh! Oh, snap! Hang on. Patty Boy. That is nice. That is nice. Can we get it with a clear background? Um, just to link it together. Tags and Zap. Yes. I like where you're going. I could do the work myself and trim out the background so that it's on a clear background. Very much on the ship it. Two things. I would love to use that as an icon. But if you can also make it rotate it slightly so that rotate a second version slightly so that it's horizontal, we could put it up here and make it the default icon on the top of the application. Yeah, I do like that. That is a great jump in on this. Just a shot. I do like that. Right, and do I have I think I have a contribution. I don't have a contribution panel on this. What's the other app that I have that has the contribution panel? It's not SharpSight, is it? Is it SharpSight? It is this one. Need to add a contributors panel to the GitHub repo. WebP format would be good, yes. Yeah. We should use WebP format for the image. But fantastic work, Patty Boy. I do like that. If heck, let me give you some direction where to put this thing. I don't like that's yeah, put it in the doc image folder. Please send a PR to the folder. And then we'll update and roll that out in a bunch of different places. Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great stuff. Thank you so much, Patty Boy. That is a fantastic offer, and yeah. I'll put just that one the initial it's like a navy blue background, right? And angled version can be used as app icon, site icon, a horizontally flat, is that the word? Version with a clear background could be used on the masthead of the application. Awesome stuff. Yeah. So thank you so much for jumping in, getting inspired, and giving us an idea for an icon there. That is, I'm thrilled. That's great. Like, go back to, like, I don't mind throwing this on milestone 1. Because it sure looks like that's something that we can hammer through and get. And yes, we have a failed build because I canceled a bunch of other things, but that's okay. All right, back to milestones. All right. UI indicator for moderation screen, make the post larger, emote processing. So the big thing that isn't on here is improve installation experience. Package the base application as a Docker container. Haha. I have a hotkey to do that. Fix configuration of database at launch. Improve definition and connection to services, to social media services. You know, this should probably be its own separate thing so that you can build and work locally. Have a great one, Patty boy. I know it's later afternoon there. Thank you so much. Yeah, let me move that. Create mapping for container to load branding. Actually, we could put branding. We could put actually some of the branding I think is actually saved in the database as a base 64. The big thing here is this is needed so that when we deploy the next one, it can work. Fix database configuration on first launch. Um, okay. Making sure I'm keeping up to date with something happening over here. This one I think we can hit pretty quick here, and I can show you what's going on with it, so that, yeah. I also think we need to do a update to .NET Aspire 9.4. We need to do that pass as well. Let's do the Aspire 9.4 update first. Sure. Aspire 9.4. Right? Somebody get Maddie and Fowler on the phone. We're updating the Aspirification over here. All right, here we go. Right? Do I have VS Code open to this one? I do. You can go away. We'll open you. Let's take a quick look-see. Some of these are going to be pretty straightforward updates. Yeah, like this John right here. Oof. What do we got down here? I should be able to do these with a star. Should. You know? Not going to touch those. I'm going to make this 9.0 star. And it should work. I know I'm getting these failed to restore messages, but I know better than you. I don't know why I'm not just going through and typing star. Really? Can we just Control H and do a 9.0 point star? Can I just do that? Like, that's cool, right? Can I make that 9-point star? Yeah. Right? And if we do .NET Restore. Centrally defined floating package versions are not allowed. You make me sad. Fine. Let's 907, I think, is where they are. I think you are 940. But I got rid of all my stars here. Oh. Fine. Oh. Try it again. There we go. NPG sequel is 903. Yeah. I don't like that I have to have NPG sequel referred to by all of our providers. That feels like a miss. Entity framework. I don't want the preview. I'm going to assume that's 903. Close. Aspire NPG sequel, Entity Framework Core. Should be 904. Aspire NPG sequel here. 9.0.4. That's okay. Yeah, I fixed that. Good. Aspire NPG sequel Entity Framework 9.1. Run that again. Cool. So we should get a clean .NET build. And then we'll be able to .NET run and get the new Aspire dashboard and all the 9.4 goodies. Yeah. Fantastic. That's a lot of warnings. .NET, watch that, John. Yes. Yes. Dashboard. Fantastic. I should probably turn these off of error and instead add some tagging to it so that there is tagging on some of these chat messages that flow in instead of just logging them at error level. And like, look down here, DB server, it connected out, and what'd you do? System configuration. System configuration. Why are they reaching out to system configuration all the time? Like, cache that in memory. It's updated to... Yeah. We're updated to the latest Aspire, so that's the big thing that I'm looking for here. Oh. There's a 941? I thought I was on 941. Restart that. That should be 941. Come on. This irks me, how long this takes to build. I feel like there's optimizations there to be done. Who dat? Pan George, hello. Welcome. Where'd it go? Yeah, there we go. And the graph of all things. Cool. We're getting some. I don't think we need DB password anymore because we've migrated and we're beyond that now. Yeah, and here's how I monkeyed around and got it to work with Azure Functions before Azure Functions were available. You were gifted a subscription, yeah. So that we'll want to update. Down here, this is doing all the migration stuff and specifying the version of the database. We're going to need to update that. Data volume, yeah, it is using a database password, but we don't need to manage that anymore. And then the database migrations project out here, which we might be able to simplify and get away from. Okay. I'm okay with that for right now, I guess. Yeah, as just an update. It's just those two. Go up one more. Updated to .NET Aspire 9.4.1. Cool. Thank you. Yep. Fantastic. This is where I'm going to go. Git checkout main, pull upstream main, git push. Database. No. Ooh. Fix database init. Yeah. You don't get the Twitch gamification. You're streaming Objective-C development. You programmed in C# some time ago. Oh. It's there's a lot of game playing and entertainment like that on Twitch. So it is a little bit of gamification that they do there, and that's okay. I'm not opposed to it. So I can move my data volume and still have the same one out here and work through and do that initial configuration, reset up things. In my app settings, right, I have a very secure database password. And I have user settings that have my Twitch client IDs and those things out there. User secrets with that information. Hey, Semi-Pro Joe. Hello. Good to see you. So there's... Before I go way down that line, I want to go into, not Twitter, into Twitch chat. What changed right there? Oh. Yeah, chat client. Right. It starts... Right, log trace. And... Come on. There we go. I'm okay with that one. Here, processing message. Like, I think I can make that debug. I'm okay with that. That is an error. I'm okay with that also. No, not down there. Up here. I thought I had a write line. To the output stream. Yeah, good. Let's make this debug. Now, because I ran it with .NET Watch, Right, I ran it with .NET Watch? Well, you're not going to show me. I thought I did. So it should have patched. Right, if I go to debug. Yeah, there's still in there is errors. I think I need to restart. Yeah, let it restart. How long have I been coding? I started this stream about 3 hours ago. So, and we've only been coding for about 2 of those hours. Is that what you're asking about? So now if I go back over here, wait for this to restart. Cool. And at debug level, we should have where did that go? I know it's in the log. I know it's here. $12.12. Okay. I don't see those messages anymore. I don't have debug level set here, do I? That's going to need to go somewhere. Yeah, force it to restart. What am I making? We've been building and working on for a couple years now, off and on, an application called Tags App. Tags App lets you visualize all the messages coming in from a series of social media sites, and it's really good for folks that are running virtual events. This is the tool that we use for .NET Conf to manage all of the messages coming in across Blue Sky, Mastodon, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube chat, and a custom queue that we have on the front page of the .NET Conf website. So if I go over here to moderation, we'll see messages from all the folks. So I can approve a message there, and it'll show up on the waterfall so that we can select it and it appears for us. So, but we actually have a YouTube feed that isn't wired up right now, that I need to go back and get connected for while we're doing live streams here, but it does work. So the source code for this is completely available on YouTube, on GitHub. You can get there by going to tagzap.net. I think I changed that log level. So now if I go over to structured, debug, and there we go, processing message. There we go. Cool. Yep. I should update this to use open telemetry scoping and add some tags to that. You know? And I can probably get a bit of that done. Go ahead, close everything else. I should have said closed everything to the right. Oh well. Let me see. Where is not? We don't use these for this app. That's okay. There's the trace level where we see every message. I'd like to, and the trace is ignored because I'm not logging trace level. This is not deployed, but that URL at tagzap.net is it's a reroute that goes to the GitHub repository. It was going. What? Yeah, I don't know why that's not going, but the URL that was linked in chat. Yeah, I don't. Every now and again, the redirect that Namecheap provides doesn't. That my DNS doesn't work. Let's jump in here. I'd like this to be the start of an open telemetry scope so that all messages about this message that's being processed are grouped together inside of my telemetry. So that all log entries. Yeah. I forget. It's like using begin scope or something. I forget exactly what it is. But wire that up. That'll make that feel better, and we can move on from there. We don't have an activity source. Yeah. Okay. And that watch crashed. 5G technician asks a question here. What? Uh-oh. It looks like Charlie crashed. Oh no, you know what? I stopped Charlie by accident. Come on. There we go. Would I quit if I was made to work on a VDI? VDI, help me out with what you mean by that. What do you mean by that acronym? Fine, go ahead. Put telemetry over there, even though I'm not using it. Why did you delete 35 entries? You added those entries and then you went back and removed them. Why? There's the activity name. Yeah, post message. Yeah, receive messages on thread are the ones that I want. I don't. I think I want tags app dot provider Twitch. Make this just process message. That's an awful tag. To put the raw message on there? No. That's fine. I don't... Okay, fine. I think those are okay. What did you put into README? No, you didn't put all those things in there, you lying sack of... That's on post message, which I don't care about. Whisper message, don't care about because it doesn't do those things. It only processes message. Receive message, tags app provider, whether it's a ping or a chat, and down in here, or in process message. See, I would rather this be tags app dot message dot username, because I already have on another. I have provider. Sure, I don't care. I've already put the username. I don't need that also. Don't need that. Don't want that. I'm okay with timestamp. Don't care about badges and emotes on this. Yeah. I've removed and tweaked some of the tags that are being used with OpenTelemetry in the chat client, period. Update the README with these notes appropriately. let that update that. How's it going, Urban Blaster? Hello. Virtual desktop infrastructure. I've worked with VDI with the virtual desktop infrastructure, the Windows app, remotely. It's not terrible. It has a lot of good features and capabilities to it that will alleviate. Last tag I changed has a typo. Ooh, yep. Well, there it goes. Look at that. Look at that. Johnny Torado, look at that. It recognized the typo and corrected it. Like, all right. That's pretty cool. Go ahead, keep all that. Yeah. So no. Here. Go ahead and rerun that. And we should start to see those log entries get tagged better. I gotta put something on my calendar real quick here. All right. That's fine over there. Nope, wrong one. Hey. There we go. And we should start to see those messages a little bit better. I don't need all of those open. And now I should be able to open this. I don't see any tags coming through there yet. Have a good one, Eric. Oh, thank you. Interesting. Okay. Why is that going to the database? Like, you have that in memory now. You don't need to keep going back to that. Right? Like, we're negotiated, we're connected. You don't need to keep hitting that. No, it's going to keep hitting that, John. Things like this are why Aspire is valuable. I've got an inadvertent get filtered content. I'm okay with that. Get blocked users. All right, I'm okay with that. Like, here, why did you go reach into the security database? Checking on my claims. Like, all right, I get it. Where'd it go? There we go. Database configuration on first launch is where I wanted to get into, but I think I did a okay job cleaning up some of those log messages, even though I'm not seeing them show up. Right? Like, where is it? Over here. Right? Like, yeah. We go to structured logs. Come on now. Show me some of them tags that we added. Nope. There we go. Hey, Jean Valjean. Good to see you. Processing message. Where are the tags on that? Oh, wait a sec. Hang on. It defined an activity source name called provider tags app. Yeah, we need to register that. Where is it? Service defaults. With metrics, with tracing. Don't mind if I do. Yep. Thank you. Rerun it, should find it. What language am I coding in? C#, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Blazor. Gotta be the Blazor. And here comes the Aspire dashboard. Right? Yep, there it is loading. What'd you do? What the heck? All I did was add a source. There it is connected to Twitch. Database. What the heck? No. You like the Aspire resource graph? It does. It does. What is this? I don't like when somebody invites me last minute to a meeting and doesn't give me an agenda. Like, if you can't be bothered to tell me what you're talking about, and I can't be bothered to go to your session. Yeah. Why aren't you opening? What? Well, this looks like it's running. Yeah. The website's running. There's the dashboard. So I should be able to go structured and now be able to find that activity source. Or not. Right? I don't care that it's spelled wrong. It didn't put the tags on it. Unless it's on the entire activity. No, it's not. Oh, yep, there it is. Tags app provider, Twitch message type, chat, tags app message username, C# Fritz, blah blah blah. Cool. All right. So I do have that tagging come through, so I can dig through and find processing of that stuff. All right. Ugh. Let's commit that, John. All right, let's get this all back into the mix. Oh yeah, that's fine. That's fine too. Sure, yeah, that was those changes. That was brand new for that. Open telemetry and then extensions. Yeah. Go ahead, add all those things. Give me a nice commit message here, Copilot. Go ahead, Copilot. I'd like a nice commit message. I'd like a nice commit message. Thank you. That's all I need. I don't need all this extra junk. And publish the branch. Yeah, origin. That's right. Go to that guy. All right. Next steps. Where I want to be working is database configuration on first launch. So let's reset what a first launch looks like. This one. And I should probably rename this file. So that it matches the current standard that we're trying to promote with Aspire. No. Renamed Program CS to app host. CS. You're not staging the whatever. Sure, you can push that up too. I don't care. Where's my database config? Database. And here. Let's give it a new place to look with data volume, tags app, new app. I don't know. I just need to give it a different name, and that's not a semicolon. So this is going to allocate a new data volume inside the Docker container that the Postgres database is allocating and working with, so it persists data between starts. It should start up and say, hey, site's not initialized. Let's go initialize and configure this whole smash. Smash. See what we get here. What am I building? We're building an application that is a Hydra that goes out there and collects social media data from 6 different locations. From Twitch chat, YouTube chat, from Twitter, Mastodon, Blue Sky, and even a custom form with a queue that you can put on your own website. The idea is this is intended to be really helpful for folks that are building and hosting virtual events or hosting live events, live streams like I am here. We've got 2 error logs in the DB migrations here. That looks great. Select my, yep, doesn't know how to do that. Over here, yep, doesn't know how to do that either. But if we look at the full log for DB migrations, I bet it actually applied them. Yes. We got all the migrations applied, so it applied them to the database that was selected and passed in. So I bet this actually works. It does. I don't want it to work. There's 2 sides to this. That's great. It worked so that for you out there, when you are developing, working with this, it'll just work. Needing to configure this is going to be an issue. Go ahead, log in with my GitHub account. Yes. This page, the external login. I need to force a display name and an email address. Those need to be on first. Login. Populate fields. Fields are required. On first login, the display name and email address fields should be required. Additionally, we should do our best to load these values from the OAuth provider. It's at that page, and let's get a screenshot. Thank you. Put that on the milestone, because this is actually a problem that new folks that sign up don't realize. Yep, you can see YouTube chatter's messages here because I have Restream syndication turned on. So they see your Twitch messages over there too. Okay. So we'll get to fixing that, but for right now, I will put my stuff in here. Bang. Yes. This needs to go away also. Turn off registration confirmation on first setup. In the future, we may want to enable registration confirmation with email, comma. But for right now, let's disable this feature. And that is, yeah, this. I have a hotkey for that. I shouldn't have done that. Right. That's the preview, not the editor. And we're looking at something that looks like that page. These should be pretty easy to knock out, but I'm recording them so that we know to come back and address them. All right, so because the second problem that a lot of folks that are signed up to use this, they don't know to click here to confirm. Let's just automatically confirm it. So thanks, great, you're confirmed, and now I have to go log back in, and bang. I'm in single user mode, and when I'm in single user mode, you don't really need to log in. When in single user mode, logins should not be required. I'm not going to put a milestone on that. Yeah. Well, there's a problem. New system, provider screen throws error, and we'll address this one right now. That page. Get a screenshot and I just need the screenshot. Put that on this label. It's a bug, and I will address it right now. All right. The user object is null when it's trying to do this. User is user manager get user async. We should bail out on that. This is inside of generic provider.razor. I forget how this. Well, that's just Ducky. You're welcome to look at the source code for this. Like I said, it's all available. It's all open source out there for you. Yeah, but this is inside of What are you doing here? What are you... Okay. Let's make these because I don't like... Yeah, that's right. Make that required also. And we're going to start you as string.empty. Yeah. What? Now, why don't you like those? No. Go pound sand. So that was null. I'm okay with that. Yep, string empty that, John, and string empty that. But let's also put a quick null check here. If user is null, if user is not null, yeah, that should fix that, right? Yeah, rerun Aspire. Here we go. So, and I'm going to wrap up right after I confirm that I have this fixed. Rejoining the server. Don't mind if I do. It's taking a long time to start up. How about this John over here? There we go. Blue Sky, now... That other bug is fixed. Let's mark that as completed. What did I change over here? I'm not going to commit that one, but I will commit this one. And that issue is 484. Go ahead, commit that. And, poosh. Poosh. Hey, Frank, how you doing? Well, thank you. Thank you kindly. Added a commit that references this issue. Yep, and it sees it down there. Fantastic. How you doing there, Mr. Yintosh? Hello. Cool. So I have that address, but I have another new issue that we've got to address here. So when Tags app starts, Blue Sky is marked with a check. This is marked with a stop. We should probably explain why that's disabled. But Blue Sky is not enabled and marked as running on startup. So let's log that. On first start, Blue Sky is marked as running, but is not enabled. And I know that's on that page. Mark that as a bug. I should put that on the same milestone because we're going to address that. I'll leave that out there. I'll leave that one out there. Yeah. Okay. Let me wrap things up right there, because I do have to go. I have a number of other things to get to. Evangelista MKV. Hey, how you doing there? Welcome. I appreciate you joining the stream. But I need to call it a day here. We are face first, diving in back on TagZap. This is our social media application that's free. It's open source, and we're using to help gather messages across a number of social media networks, bring them together so that we can share them on a single user interface with all kinds of features. We did a little bit of project management at the beginning here, and we set up 2 sprints that we're going to work on over the next 2 months to get this thing built and done. The link to source code is there in chat. We're going to be working on this. I'm going to be looking for help, some pull requests from you out there, and I've been making some changes to make this easier for new folks to get in, start the application, get it building, get it working, so that you can start to tinker with it and learn about TagZap, learn about some of the ways that I write software, and maybe contribute something, learn something yourself as we go through some of these interesting scenarios that pop up when we think about this multi-threaded, multi-hosted solution that drives TagZap, our application that we use for .NET Conf. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me see who else is streaming on the big Twitch TV network that I can get you connected to. If you're watching on YouTube, I've got lots of other great videos for you on the channel. They're over here, they're down here, one of those places, depending on how you're using the app, how you're working with and working with the YouTube apps. But peeking around the horn here, I see. Let me see here. You know what? We haven't raided our friend Lana Lux in a while. Let's go raid Lana. And she's always up to some really cool stuff, working with Unity, building games there on her stream. All right. And I forgot to press enter. There's the raid. Thank you so much. I'll be back on Tuesday next week, writing more code. You'll see me over the weekend, hanging out in Discord, posting messages, tweaking, working on a couple things that I've various projects that I've got working. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. Get ready to say hi to my friend Lana Lux, and I will see you on Tuesday. Take care.